Hola everyone, welcome to the Awesome Deck. We're in a little bit different setting tonight. We're actually 120 miles away from the home office. We are here today to actually do something I think fun and interesting. And so to explain a little bit better, I'm going to hand this over to Dylan and let him record. Go. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the Steam Deck attached to this beautiful, large screen. And what we're actually going to use it for today, as I said, we're 120 miles away from the home office. And so you can see I've got the Moonlight app up, and it is installed on my Steam Deck. And so everyone say hi to Alice. She's here with us. The Steam Deck is got Moonlight installed on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to use Moonlight to connect to my laptop that's 120 miles away, and then once we get into my laptop, I'm going to use the laptop to do a remote local connection within that setting. So through the internet, we are going to pull information from my PS5 through the laptop, through the Steam Deck to this screen. And probably just for demonstration, I'm going to play a little bit of Death Stranding, because that's generally a thing I test with this, to keep it all nice and consistent. And then hopefully, I haven't tried it just yet with multiplayer type stuff, but we're going to try to see if we can get a multiplayer game running as well. That's why I've got multiple controllers here. But for right now, the main thing we're going to do is get into our Moonlight. As you can see, we've got controller right here for the Awesome Deck. Now, when we get into Moonlight, what I've learned from this process is that we actually have to go all the way down here to Microsoft Exec, right? And so this is basically, we're going to load into Windows, but I don't know why it keeps like trying to put me in Sid Meier's Civilization. It did that earlier as well, so let's go ahead and kill that. We don't need that. But let's see. Back out. And this is actually the desktop at home, but I want to make sure that I get this the right way. Okay. Not Civilization. Not Civilization. Yeah. Kill Civilization, please. Alright, so this will load us into the Windows desktop, and then from here, I've already got Chiaki up on the desktop. Otherwise, what I would have to do is right-click on the icon and then hit open. I don't know why. This is far from, a straightforward process. This is taking a lot of time and effort to actually get to this point. We have also been testing cellular-based networks with the Steam Deck connecting in, but we've been having problems with doing it through the cell phone, and I'm assuming that the main issue is that the bandwidth just doesn't stay consistent. And so what will happen is the screen will go black after about 3 to 5 minutes of playing if you're just playing through a cellular signal. Right now we are on a Ethernet connection backboned into the USB dock that we have on the back of the system, and then it's just going to be a matter of getting clicked in here to this PS5. As you can see, we're still very much in the Windows environment. It's going to give us a couple of errors while we try to get in here, because technically it's doing a thing that it probably is not really designed to do, but we're going to do it anyways. Yeah, we will force it. We will force it. This was going on earlier, so there is every indication. Here, let's go ahead. I'll just show you. We gotta do that. There we go. now we are getting into my PS5 that is 120 miles away. And we're going to go into Death Stranding here.
Volume. Turn it down for me. Realize.
That is totally awesome.
Where's the volume knob?
Oh no. Is there a way to mute that?
Is there a way to beat this, Alice?
Alright.
So
Anyways.
it's right over here.
Alright, make sure you got.
Let me see. One sec.
Alright, so in just a moment I'm going to go ahead and load this.
Sorry. She's good.
Alright, cool.
Don't mess with the volume.
Leave it alone.
Alright. The worst case scenario, well, I'll end up just like leaving this and hook up over or something. But you can notice there's a little bit of audio distortion, but that's about the worst that we're encountering with it going through the Ethernet backbone. So with this scenario, I could in theory keep my PlayStation 5 here in the Midwest and travel anywhere in the world that I have an Ethernet connection to tie into on the back end to do things. So just to kind of show that, let's go ahead and grab the bike here. Do the bike run that we've done a few times on the show, just for consistency.
Mom, I can't hear my game.
Turn the volume back up when you're done.
It's a beautiful screen, I will say that much. This is probably the largest screen I've ever played Death Stranding on. Actually, not probably, it is. So, and there's one of my mini Mario markers. Now, it's not 100% fluid, obviously, but the controls don't really seem that floaty, all things considered. Like, there is a little bit of, sluggishness, I guess, in the visual detail. Like, it doesn't seem, like when you're actually playing on a PS5 or even in a local setting, it's a little bit more smooth as far as that goes. So I assume we're probably getting some frame loss, and it's just interpolating a little bit. But for the most part, though, this is playable. I would say more than likely sticking to one-player game is probably going to be the best bet, but we are going to try to see if I can get a party game going here with some Real Force in just a second. But just to prove, that we are very much dealing with Windows. You can see right here, it's Windows. But also at the same time, it is,
He's outside.
it's also
He's outside.
PS5.
What's that?
So let's go ahead, do that. Alright, we'll go back to our title screen. And
It's an apple.
to do this, I'm having a little bit of issue from time to time with the PlayStation button. Oh, knock everything over. But as long as you've got a good Bluetooth keyboard, you'll be able to do stuff on the back end to control the little menus. Because you have to do configuring through Moonlight to make the buttons all work, because you're basically tunneling in a way that it's all able to work because it's happening through the Steam Deck. If you if I were to try to use the Remote Play app on the desktop right now instead of Chiaki, because it's not bound to the Steam Deck and the controller profiles, it will not work at all. And even sometimes, before we even recorded, I had the controllers go out of sync, and it took a second to kind of get everything to start talking again. But the fact that we were able to do that 120 miles away, I had no one on the other end of the conversation. It was just a matter of making sure that I put this thing in rest mode and kind of like did a few little reboots here and there. But it's not 100%, but this is working. So, I mean, like, I hope that Valve is watching this. I hope Sony, someone from those places, like, start getting together and make your official applications work together, because these open source third-party softwares are able to make this thing happen. So it would be great if we could manage to kind of get a little bit more. But I'm going to see if we can get a multiplayer game going here and try to do some Broforce. I've got a couple controllers here with me, and hopefully we'll be able to get them all in on the game. Start. Let's do arcade mode, normal. Actually, yeah. We'll do level 1, we'll play it offline. See if we can get these other controllers to join in. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, let's see. I have one controller going, but I don't know if it's going to let me get a second player in here. Let's see. Yeah, I think we might be limited to just one player game on this, unfortunately. But, it's a fun game if I actually don't kill myself. But at least this way we can see that it's more than just Death Stranding. It's a variety of things. You know, simple fare. By the way, if you've never played Broforce, it is awesome. It's excellent. I highly suggest it. It was a free game last month on PlayStation. So hopefully you got yourself a copy. I'm the law. All right. Okay, so just for fun, while we've got this going, you can also connect to other things that are going on the desktop itself. So if I want to say, if I wanted to actually, right now I've got OBS running, I could start recording what we're doing here 120 miles away, and it would more likely, you know, I would just be sitting there waiting for me. I'll wait to do that for another one of these exploratory runs, but for right now, I want to try to see if we can get a little bit of music going. Alright, so John's channel dashboard. Let's go to my Plex account. if you do want to play music or anything like that while you're doing this, you'll want to make sure that the music is housed on the laptop or wherever your server device is that you're using. And this song comes from a band named Splitline Midwest. I've known the people in the band for a number of years. I grew up with one of them, he's my oldest friend. So, let's go ahead and get back into some Broforce. And let's play this out for a minute while we listen to some music and see how this thing is just ready to do the work. If I jump. Oh. Alright. Well, I'm not doing very good. But hopefully we're at least seeing the main point of all this is that we are getting connected. I can actually live. Cool. What am I doing? Alright.
When I be in trouble, I will go back outside.
Hey, Keegan. Alright.
Come on, Keegan.
Oh, no.
Brush your teeth.
That's all good. There we go. Those crickets. I had grabbed the wrong guy. There we go. But I assure you the bad gameplay is not because it's being unresponsive, it's just because, you know, I suck. So there we go. Rover. MacGyver, that's what it is. So I get for trying to jump up there. Alright, there we go. That's how you get through there. Alright, cool. Let's get that up. think that's a pretty good demonstration that we are totally able to do all this stuff. We were able to play, the music didn't kill it. We haven't black screened at all. So we will have probably another video on our way back tonight that we will film trying to do the cellular test, just so you can all see what happens with that. We filmed it a few times, but it was too bright in the day when we were trying it, so I don't know how well the film quality came out. But this is completely a success. Like, if you're just looking to be able to travel with your PlayStation without having to travel with your PlayStation, and you want to take your Steam Deck with you anyways, this will totally suffice. You can travel with, you know, all your everything basically just by taking just the one device. It is a little bit of a convoluted setup because you have to do the steps where you go into Moonlight, then you go into Microsoft, and then from Microsoft you get into Chiaki, and you probably have to do the right click open and then go through and just kind of keep reloading the program, keep knocking on the door until it finally opens. But once you're through, you know, you're on the other side of it and the whole thing works. So let's go ahead and hit that PlayStation button. You see I am definitely in Steam. If I go ahead and hit escape right here, then it's pulling up the PlayStation menu. Alright, so PlayStation menu's there, and then if we want to see right here, we are also in Windows. So I don't know like what else I can do to prove like how much this thing is doing stuff other than to say that it does work. But you have to use these third-party programs. Just for the fun of it, let's go ahead and open up this OSB, and let's not the media source. Let's go ahead and okay. So we want to go ahead and just start recording. And then, let's see. Click on this. All right. All right. And just to prove that's all that we really need to do for that, let's go ahead and then come here. Let's go back to this OSB. Oh, I thought I already was recording, but evidently I must have hit it faster. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that and resume game. Okay. Woo! Alright. I'm destructive. Okay, and then let's go ahead and stop that. And then pull up this right here. Go to the videos. There we go. Here we go. This is what we literally just recorded. So, you know, you can have full back-end access to your computer, to your PlayStation, everything, just by using your Steam Deck. So, I mean, I could sit here and show you more, but I think I've effectively proved the point. I think we've probably done about, what, 10, 15, 20 minutes of video already?
25.
25. So, that being the case, we'll go ahead and call it right there. Again, I'm going to say thank you again for taking time to join us on the Awesome Deck. Hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and you stay awesome as always. And I'm going to do this also as a long cut and an edit. So enjoy the various versions of it that come out. But anyways, thanks again. Talk to you soon.